Which business structure saves you money in taxes? Now, depending on which CPA you use, which is a challenge, I'm going to teach you why you need a tax strategist, not a CPA. Now, they may have a CPA license as a tax strategist, but here's how I make the distinction and why so many of your CPAs do not tell you to get a company is they're a historian. They're recording your history. They are not forecasting forward to what you're going to make and how many companies could make the money so you have a better tax plan. So which structure is better? First of all, I'm going to say any structure from 18 years up is critical because you're now a legal adult. So incorporating immediately at 18 years old is one of the best financial moves I think you can make in reduction of your taxes and having a better structure. Number two, it unlocks amazing tax advantages done right. And it's usually 3 to 4 companies that cause the best tax planning and tax strategy. And last, why staying a sole proprietor, which is what some of you do. You have a little side hustle, you have an employee, you have a job, and then you do a side hustle and you think it's going to work and you stay a sole proprietor and you only get a Schedule C, which is about 18 to 33 different deductions. When we got 81,000 pages of codes, why are you shortcutting yourself? So let's start breaking this down. Incorporate early and protect yourself. So if you are going to know that you're going to have some part of your income being an entrepreneur, and yes, you may have a job, and you could be an entrepreneur. That means the money is going to go inside of a company. So from 18 and up, you get at least an LLC in your state. Minimum could be taxed as an S, could be taxed as a C, depending on how you're going to make your money at what your business is. And again, we're very industry agnostic. Whatever you want to do, you get to do. Business is business. You need marketing, you need sales, you need cash flow, you need fulfillment, you need operations, you need technology. Business is business. That's the widget. We're not concerned about that. We're concerned about how do you make it into what company. So by making the money inside a corporate structure, you reduce your liability. So no one can take, all of your personal assets. Just you can only take what's in there if you're sued inside that entity. Number two, by staying incorporated, the financial services world actually sees you as a viable funding source. What I mean by that is if it's just you or you stay a sole proprietor, that's under your Social Security number. You don't have other tax identification numbers. Let's just say you have an LLC, an S Corp, and a C Corp, and no sole proprietor. That means you have a Social Security number and 3 others. That allows you corporate credit, allows you access to being more fundable. It allows you so much more strength financially because you're making money into the financial system and you're spending money. So it's a combination of how much you put through that you've seen as viable. So many entrepreneurs, you're just employed, you have no other income, and you want to know why you're not fundable or why can't you get more credit? Why can't you get a bigger credit line? Because you're not doing anything. You're not putting more money in. You want variable and varieties of kinds of money. So variable and variety are 2 different things. You want them coming into your financial system, and through use of proper credit cards, bank accounts, expenses, you're actually going to be spending. So you're making and spending, spending intentionally to raise your corporate credit scores between the 3 companies and your own. Last thing I would say about being incorporated, you can drop using your Social Security number everywhere. It's good for identity protection. So many of you drop your Social Security number like it's water, and you wonder why you have identity theft. And there's so much of that going on right now, especially post-COVID and all of this lovely stuff on the bathroom wall called the internet. People are going to do what they want. There's so many scams and they're getting more and more sophisticated. So be careful. I'd say do all your business inside of a business and get your personal life off the internet and out of your financial world as much as you can outside of that employee check that you might have to get. Second thing I want to talk about is how to use a structure to really unlock that 81,000 pages of code. Now, again, if you just have a single member LLC and even maybe just an S Corp, depending on who you are and how you make money, it's not enough. At some point, I want to help you get your income up in the $100,000 range, and then you want to activate a Nevada asset company. So with that as a different tax year end, and then that's the rich structure. So at least 3 companies activate all 81,000 pages of code, which means you're never going on vacation. You're always going to be able to make it a business trip legally. You're going to pay your kids from 0 on. Inside the Make Your Kids a Millionaire book, there's 87 things you could do financially and with money and strategy between 0 and 20. So even if you're in your 40s or 50s, get the book, go back and check out the checklist and just say, what could I, should have, would have done if I had kids and I could do it over and I could do a do-over. So some of the things they're past, but a lot of things you actually can implement today as an adult. And again, multiple entities allow multiple liability and asset protection. So really, really, really big thing. It's just not taught in school. My son has a master's in accounting, a bachelor's in finance and accounting, and says he's never learned any of these structures because you're not taught corporate structure. You're taught to be an employee of the corporate structure, not own it, not run it like a family company life that I teach you. So again, if you don't understand what I mean by corporate life, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to our Millionaire Intensive. We do this event once a month. It's an 8-hour show. It goes from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Make sure you're there. And if you want more tickets, just call our office, 775-588-9200. Grab a bunch of tickets, give them to your friends. So you all start learning employee life by itself isn't enough. You've got to do more. So while you're here, I also want you to subscribe to my channel. Click that notification button. And as you grab those Millionaire Intensive tickets, share this channel and those tickets with at least 10 to 15 people. If you're serious about learning how to live corporate life, you could go to my playlist and binge watch. So instead of this 4th of July weekend, which is when we're recording, or you have a 3-day weekend coming up once you actually hear this recording, then binge it for 25 hours. Like pick a playlist of how to live corporate life, understanding debit and credit cards, understanding real estate, understanding crypto, understanding insurance. There's so many topics here. We've been here for almost 4 years, consistently 5 days a week. So pick a topic, binge it for 25. Follow the link below though, because if you don't follow the link and binge for 25 hours the way we can record you and document it, we won't give you the $750 credit towards new tuition. So yes, we're giving you a benefit, $750 to go watch and get way more education and understanding about what we do and how we do it and how we're so distinctively different, especially you employees out there. You're scared to death to start a company because you're too busy with your job. It's imperative that you start a company if you want to reduce your taxes. So the last thing I want to talk about is don't wait to earn enough. You hear that all the time with CPAs. Again, the people that are recording your history for the year and then saying, oh, this is what you owe. So a lot of times those people, those same kinds of CPAs will say, well, if you're not earning $100,000, you don't need to start a company. No, it's not about the income. It's about your intention. Do you want to activate 81,000 pages of tax code? You have 3 years to actually make it a viable business. Yes, you have a legal intent to sell a product or service and make money in the company, but you have 3 years to figure that out while you get to take your R&D credits, while you get to take the deductions, while you get to take your home office, your technology, your phone, your vehicle. There are so many things you can do. Stop playing small, play big. It's not that difficult. It's just different. If you have questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.